He says there's a mega rare design problem in old school RuneScape.
Today, I would like to discuss the future of mega rares in old school RuneScape. To some, they are a real problem and feel harmful to the game's longevity, but to others, they are the greatest thing that has ever been added. There are few moments in old school RuneScape that are more exciting than seeing a mega rare.
True.
Please!
Whoa!
Timo! Fucking Timo!
That's me!
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god!
A Twisted Bow, Scythe, or Tumican Shadow is not just another upgrade. For a main account, it can completely rebuild the bank. For an Iron, it can finish one of the longest grinds in the game. And for everyone else, in a group raid, it could either mean a memorable payout from a split, or at least creates an opportunity to say GZ while quietly calculating how dry they are. Mega rares give raids a long-term aspiration. They are incredibly rare, incredibly valuable, and powerful enough to change how an account approaches.
Yeah, you did. Dude, I had no idea. What are you talking? I've never seen this video. I just started watching Beyond Biss his last video. I've only watched one of his videos. I didn't know I was going to be in this.
Which is the game.
Guys, this is a different game now.
But old school is now approaching a difficult question. We already have a defining mega rare for each major combat style. Range has the T-Bow, Magic has the Shadow, and Melee has a Scythe. So where do we go from here? Not because mega rares are necessarily good or bad for the game, but because designing the next one will be much harder than designing the first three. The original three had a fairly clear space to occupy, being the ultimate powerhouse at the top of their respective styles. They are not just normal weapons.
Yeah. So the thing about RuneScape is there's 3 different types of melee damage. They don't have that same thing for mage. I mean, I guess maybe for mage they have it more than ranged, but like mage, they have elemental. You could have could you have you have a powered staff. Could you have elemental weakness? I guess they have Kodai for bursting. Could there be an elemental mega rare? Range has different ammos. They have arrows, bolts, and darts. Can you have a mega rare blowpipe and a mega rare crossbow? I mean, you kind of already do. ZCB is a mega rare pretty much. Maybe a mega rare ballista or something. A mega rare harm staff. I think what makes it tough to imagine more mega rares, like the melee ones are easy, like stab mega rare, crush mega rare, okay. But the other mega rare slots, like if there was going to be 9 mega rares, there could even be 10 if you count heavy ballista mega rare, because like javelins are a different type of ammo as well. Do you think we'll ever have 10 mega rares? It's hard to imagine the other ones because you don't use like the other types of weapons very much in RuneScape unless Jagex starts designing content for new mega rares to enter the game. And then I guess you have to ask yourself, would you rather have 9 different mega rares and these 3 stay where they're at, or would you rather upgrade these 3 at some point? Because we're about to get a 4th. We already know that. So do they keep going? And do they do the 9 mega rare or 10 mega rare system, or do they just upgrade the existing ones? And I think that's eventually a conversation we're going to come to.
Weapons with slightly larger numbers. Each one feels immensely more powerful than anything that comes before it, as well as having a defining mechanic impacting that power. The bow scales against enemies with high magic stat. The shadow multiplies the offensive bonuses provided by the player's magic equipment, and the scythe attacks large enemies several times based on their size and scales very well with strength bonus. Those mechanics give each weapon an identity, as well as allowing it to scale continually as the game and gear both evolve with future updates.
Yeah, all the mega rares are really nicely designed.
At the top of the combat triangle are now occupied.
Is Shadow the most OP mega rare when it comes to scaling? Like when you have full Biss? I think that it's just the reason I'm saying that is because they've been saying that like Shadow is going to get a redesign or a rework at some point because it's actually going to be too strong if they continue adding magic gear into the game. So while Shadow might not be the craziest right now, if you think about the future of power creep, I think Shadow will out creep everything because of its multiplier, right? Shadow NTOA for sure. It's already at max DPS cap because it maxes at 100% mage damage. Are we already hitting 100% mage damage on it? Confliction passive doesn't work on two-handed weapons. They had to design that around the Shadow. Ah. Goodness. I've never used the Shadow before, so I can only ask. People that have one. But yeah, I imagine that if it could scale past 100% magic damage bonus, then it would be a little bit busted. So they have to cap these weapons at some point. Otherwise, they'll be too strong.
Any future Mega Rare has to enter a space where another Mega Rare already exists. That means it must be powerful enough to feel worthy of its rarity without being so broadly powerful that it makes the previous items feel obsolete. The upcoming Tesaret Breaker demonstrates exactly how difficult this can be.
Yeah.
The breaker is intended...
No, we're definitely, guys, we're definitely getting an occult necklace upgrade, and we're also getting a Mage Arena 3 cape. Surely. Like that has to be the next challenge is like a Mage Gauntlet. Like an Inferno for Mage, and then there also has to be an occult upgrade soon, maybe on the next solo standalone boss. Like, there's room in the game for that. So, like, Mage is about to hit a spike, and that's why I'm concerned maybe, like, Shadow could be even crazier.
To become the premier crush weapon. Its mechanic calculates multiple possible damage rolls based on partly the target's melee defenses, then selects the highest result. It receives more rolls when the enemy's stab and slash defenses are higher than its crush, meaning that it reaches full potential against enemies where it's clearly weak to crush. Conceptually, I think that's interesting. It gives the weapon an actual identity rather than making it a scythe with a different attack style. But the weapon's development has shown the balancing problem with adding a second melee mega rare. When the breaker was originally proposed, player calculations showed it outperforming the scythe by a huge amount in many situations, sometimes by around 30 to 50%. It did not just dominate crush weak enemies,
Dang.
It could compete or beat the scythe in places where the scythe was supposed to be the preferred option. At that point, the breaker was not really expanding melee progression, it was replacing part of it. Why spend an enormous amount of money on the scythe when the new weapon from the newest raid performs better across most of the same content? Jagex responded
I heard the
with
scythe
its
went
first
down like
balancing
a good
proposal
bit
by
of value
reducing
when
the
they
breaker's
announced this.
strength and narrowing its conditions in which it received all of its damage rolls. That protected the scythe, but it created the opposite concern. Now the breaker appeared to be weaker than the scythe almost everywhere except for very small selection of specifically crush weak enemies. That may be balanced, but does it feel like a defining mega rare from the new raid? A niche is useful because it allows different weapons to coexist, but when that niche becomes too narrow, an item can begin feeling less like a mega rare and more like an extremely expensive solution to a question only a few bosses were asking. Jagex has continued adjusting it, and I have faith that they can find a reasonable middle ground. The healthiest version may be a genuine side grade to the scythe, clearly better against large, crush-weak enemies, while the scythe remains better in neutral situations and against slash-weak targets. But simply finding that middle ground has already required several versions of the weapon. Too powerful, it devalues the scythe. Too restricted, it struggles to feel mega. That is the exact problem every future mega rare will face.
Yeah.
Old school RuneScape has preserved different weapons before by giving them a broad but an understandable.
Honestly, that's why the Jagex just got to hire Molgoat Kirby to make the weapon so he can run it through all of his calculators and tell them where it's going to be BIS and where it's not going to be BIS and where they need to change it. I swear that guy is a freaking genius. Like, you put out some numbers, he starts spreadsheeting it all, and he'll instantly know like where to use it and where to not to in like 10 minutes.
Niche. We can see an example of this, albeit on a much smaller example than a mega rare, with the Dragon Hunter lance and its power against dragons. The category includes enough relevant content such as Vorkath, Olm, and Rune Dragons, just to name a few. The weapon feels valuable without needing to be the strongest melee weapon everywhere. The Bofa and the Twisted Bow also manage to coexist. The Bofa is accurate and consistent across a huge range of content.
You can use Bofa on everything.
The Twisted Bow can become dramatically
only use
stronger,
T-Bow on
but
some
only when
things.
the enemy stats activate its scaling effect. Even if the Twisted Bow is now used in the majority of the places, the Bofa still has its place, and most likely has gotten plenty of use in just about every ranged encounter for hundreds of
I
hours
love the
and thousands
Bofa.
of kills before finally getting the coveted twisted bow. The player has expanded their equipment options rather than simply deleting the previous one. The difficulty is applying that same philosophy, but on a much larger scale to a mega rare. A relatively niche, affordable weapon like the Bofa can spend most of its life in the bank and still feel worthwhile when the moment arrives. But a mega rare carries a much different expectation. If it is going to be extremely rare from a major raid and worth more than 1 billion coins, players expect it to matter frequently. Its niche must be narrow enough to protect older equipment, but broad enough to justify its rarity and value. That's an incredibly small target to aim for. Another idea I'm not sure would be viable, but I would like to bring up for the sake of discussion: does a mega rare always have to be a weapon? So far, the pattern the old school
Pretty
has
much,
followed
yeah.
with the previous 3 and now the proposed raids for mega rares are all
Okay. Y'all know that hybrid armor that they came out with that was too good but also not good enough? What if they ever came out with a helmet, a hybrid helmet mega rare that was bis in like 2 different styles? Do you think that would work? A Vernic Treads could have been a mega rare. What about a scroll that gives infinite run as a mega rare? Oh shit. ZCB is a mega rare as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything the RuneScape community, if there's any mega rare the RuneScape community would ever accept or vote through that's not a weapon. And I don't think that there is. There's no command for the 500 run. Is it actually not working? Maybe the bot's not working right now. That's what it is.
built around is giving us a new weapon to chase. And maybe that's the right approach. Weapons are exciting, and they are easy to build encounters around. And when you finally get one, the upgrade power is immediately noticeable. But if raids continue for years, and with my already growing concern for the mega rare design problem, I wonder if there could be room for a possible mega rare armor piece, shield, or even jewelry. Could a mega rare expand beyond weapons without creating something that simply replaces several existing upgrades all at once? And more importantly, would players even want the rarest item from the raid to be something?
An Elysian is kind of a mega rare. A light bearer is kind of a mega rare already. What I was thinking is more of a helmet, because the tradition has been to wear a Torva helmet with oathplate body and legs. And I was thinking like maybe some sort of helmet that was like hybrid or all, I don't want to say like an Avernic helmet, like all three styles is a bit much, but if they had a really good hybrid helmet and it dropped maybe there was 3 different hybrid helmets or something that you could rock. I was thinking that the proposed armor from that they rejected, if it was just the helmet, it could have been okay.
Other than a weapon.
But I don't know if that's mega rare.
But as the
I think it
number
would
of
kinda,
mega
like,
rares
feel-
continue to grow, I think it's at least worth questioning whether mega
It wouldn't
rare
feel the
has
same.
to mean
I
new
feel
best
like it
assault
has to be a
weapons,
weapon.
or whether there is room for Jagex to eventually explore something different. If you have any ideas about this, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear some discussion about this. Mega rares provide something genuinely valuable to old school RuneScape. They keep raids exciting long after players have obtained the more common rewards. They create enormous long-term goals, and receiving one is one of the few moments where years of slow account progression can suddenly leap forward. But every new mega rare also occupies some of the limited reward space available at the top of the game. The original 3 mega rares do a great job at feeling amazing for anyone that wields them.
I made it in the video
we are
again.
slamming this guy.
They are slow, hard-hitting weapons that feel good and intuitive to use, but for future mega rares, if its mechanic is too simple, it risks replacing an older item. If it's too complicated, players may need a flowchart and DPS calcs for every boss to figure out whether the rarest weapon in the game is better than the other rarest weapon in the game. The Breaker is not proof that another melee mega rare cannot work. It may end up becoming an excellent crush-based side grade to the Scythe, but its development is giving us a glimpse of how difficult future reward design is becoming. Once range, mage, slash, and crush all have defining mega rares, what comes next? A stab weapon, a special attack item, a new range or mage weapon, or another weapon with increasingly specific conditions in which it is allowed to be incredible. I do not think old school needs to stop creating mega rares, but I also do not think that the game can add them forever without considering what each one takes away from the design space of the next. The challenge is no longer simply creating an item powerful enough to feel like a mega rare. It is
Yeah.
also creating the 4th, 5th, and 6th mega rares while ensuring that the first 3 still feel mega.
Honestly, 6 and 7 are looking rough for mega rares, guys. The next one will probably be a stab, but like mega rare 6 and 7, like what are they going to do? That's what the real question is.
I do not have the answers on how Jagex should continue designing mega rares. However, I just want to encourage more discussion on this topic within the community so that when the time arrives to discuss what may come in Wraith 5, 6, or 7, we will be more ready to give our thoughts and give helpful advice on what should enter the game that we all love, just so we can keep the game healthy and fun for years to come. And of course, if you like the videos, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content where we go beyond the gear, beyond the grind, exploring design, philosophy, and progression that makes old school RuneScape unique.
Bro, I freaking love this guy's videos, man. Beyond Biss actually makes some banger videos. He kind of like gets straight to the point, makes like a short 10-minute video, talks about exactly what he put, like doesn't have like a lot of fluff, and just like gets right into what he's trying to talk about, which is awesome. So I like Beyond Biss's videos, man. And he brings up an interesting conversation about the mega rares, which we've been talking about that too, about what Jagex is going to do. Obviously, I've realized that I kind of just think out loud and ramble, and nothing I ever say should be taken seriously, because I really don't have great ideas. But that is what it is. I mean, it's fun to talk about. It's fun to like think like a developer for a little bit and then realize like, shit, they have that job for a reason. Because it's a hard thing to design content for a game that everybody will enjoy. And no matter what you do or change, somebody's going to be pissed off about it. And adding another melee mega rare to the game has made the price of the scythe go down, right? How much has it crashed? OSRS scythe price chart. GE tracker. What's the name of the website that shows the prices? Is it this one? Live GE tracker. All right, here's the price of the scythe over the last year. 1.6 mil down to like 1.2 today. And it looks like it started crashing when they announced the new mega rare back in April. That's kind of when it started crashing. Everyone was like, Raids 4 is going to be crush. Can you believe Scythe used to be 300 million? Why was Scythe so cheap? And does that say that? Does it say that up here? Because it was only useful in Tob. They buffed it. Fang was good enough to compete with it. If you go to the wiki, you could see the full chart. Enlarged chart. All time. Oh! Dang, did anybody buy a 350k scythe? Or 350 mil scythe? Damn. That's cheap right there. Got mine for 365 mil, huh? I got both of my scythes for 350 million? Wow. Wow, Scythe went up to almost 2 million. I wonder what the most expensive mega rare was. So Scythe went to 1.8. I didn't realize you could check the price of chart right here. Looks like Tebow the highest was 1.7. And Tombkin's highest. No data to display on the Grand Exchange. Uncharged, right? Tombkin Shadow uncharged. Top right. I'm trying to find it, bro. Right here. I see. Got it. Looks like it had a spike on the first day it came out, but that's like pretty normal. But it looks like it's always like the highest it ever was like 1.5. So Scythe was the most expensive mega rare ever. 1.8 million. And then Tebow, and Shadow is always the cheapest. Oh my god, Shadow is all the way down to 800k? Chat, why is the price of Shadow going down? Because of Ayak? They also just announced a nerf for it. You need a lot of mage gear with it, and they're going to nerf it soon. IAC plus Confliction Gauntlets is competing with it. Because my blind Nan can't get one in 100 hours of 150s. Can or can't? It's been going down for a year. Nobody wants to sit at TOA forever. Can? That's what I thought you meant, imposter. IAC and Confliction Gauntlets are barely any worse in a lot of places. I bought my side for 350 million. Actually, the lowest it ever was 354 million. So I don't believe you. You can get a shadow in 150 invos. Why is that? I mean, is that a bad thing? Because Reddit won. The nerf will be a secret buff by the dip. You can also get a T-bow and a 100 points Cox. You can get a scythe in any TOB besides entry. 150 invos are not the problem. They release stats on that when they rebalance TOA. Do you think that you're saying that the low price of Shadow is not in reflection of 150 TOAs dropping the Shadow? The eligibility of 150s? Shadow has an insane upkeep. Purples are 50% at high invo group raids. TOA is the easiest raid. I think it's the easiest and the hardest. I think that 600 TOA is the hardest, and it's also the easiest. So if you just depending on how you scale it.